so contextual that I feel like it's hard, that it would be very modern to propose a certain number of steps for what it should look like, but a postmodern approach to dealing with postmodernism would inherently be more dialogue-driven and specific and contextual.
In my experience, the leaders of our congregation, they kind of want the results that they're seeing in kind of the emergent church, but they don't want to change the way they structure things or their basic understanding of how the church functions. They're not willing to let go of that structure, and so we'll see what happens, but there's a disjointedness there that's hard for me to think how we could work through that.
I think that the emerging church movement is on the right track in terms of creating a more experiential religious experience instead of just answering all the right questions in the right ways. It's moving more towards experience and less towards what we traditionally think of as creedal belief. Although I don't think that means we kick that out altogether. I just think that they're on the right track when we create experiences that are very personal, and yet people aren't threatened when they come to church and say, I don't have all the right answers.
But we're finding now that the paradigms that modernity has set are not necessarily working anymore, but modernity's still done some good things. So in that sense, the church was still living. So we don't need to necessarily resurrect it, but revitalize our paradigms to try new things.
The question is, how far does that go? As that's always the question. And there's a lot of debate then about whether or not postmodernity can actually advance the Christian message, meaning enhance it or enrich it in a way that heretofore it hasn't been enhanced or enriched, or whether or not the message is always generally pretty much the same. It's just manipulated one way or another to a given people or time.